surprised among the stones with Big Bad Santa, Albie. So we did a little different this time. We did our workout first, and we're dead from that. Introduced Albie here to some grip stuff and surprised him a little bit on how much different it is than strongman. So we're excited about that and just being able to have a good time working out and sharing knowledge and having fun. So
surprised is a polite way of saying humbled. They humbled me.
So what motivates you to compete, Albie?
Well, I had overcome some health problems. At one point I was over 400 pounds and getting my ass kicked by diabetes, and really the only physical thing that I was, meant to do, in my opinion, was lift weights and move around heavy, awkward things. And so strongman just became my thing, and it's put me in a place where I'm fairly healthy for a 48-year-old.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to stay up on health. I mean, that's one of the things that we want to do in our older age, and continue to work out and help the average person get fit. So we 100% agree.
Yep.
Got to stay healthy. So what do you consider one of your greatest athletic achievements?
Well, the 2017 Static Monsters global contest, I competed against 87 other Masters athletes from 20 other countries and won. I beat the world.
That's
and
awesome.
Was able to qualify and go compete in the open class at Static Monsters World Championships in Australia the following year.
Okay.
And then took 7th in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, against guys half my age.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of the big feather in my cap.
Yeah. So on the opposite of that, which is always fun, is what is your greatest blunder, blooper, and or injury?
Oh, it's so frustrating because one of my favorite events is the farmer's carry. And 2 times in national and world level contests, I've wiped out and cost me serious points. The first was at the Olympia in 2018, I believe. I was having a monstrously quick run. Probably, if I'd have crossed the finish line, I'd have been in 2nd place. I think I had a 9-second run going on.
Wow.
And I've got arthritis in my feet. And about 5 feet from the finish line, it just felt like I stepped on a bunch of broken glass on one of my feet. And I buckled and fell, and the weight slid and pulled me almost to the finish line. And I had to pick them up and get them back over. But they were really far apart, so I had to slide them together, lift it, and get it over. So I went from what would have been a 2nd place run to like a 5th or a 6th place run. And then at Worlds in 2019, we had 320-pound farmer's carry. We had to go 50 feet down and back with a turn. Couldn't drop them. And I had executed the turn, and a few days before Worlds, I had tore up this knee pretty bad.
Yeah.
Dislocated this bone, and the MRI showed a full LCL tear, partial MCL tear, partial meniscus tear, partial patella tendon tear. So I was really nursing this knee. Well, then I hurt this one in the first event, the Viking press. So I had them both taped up, and as I made the corner on the farmer's carry, the weights kept turning, and I caught this patella tendon on the handle, and it was just a shockwave went up and down I went, and all the weights fell off of the handle. So by the time I got myself back up, the weights reloaded, time had expired, and I was in the lead of my heat. The 4 guys that were going, I was in the lead and didn't even get it to the finish line. So I was pretty heartbroken. Both times, one of my favorite events, killed my chances.
Redemption coming this year, huh?
I hope so.
Let's hope. So on that note, what's one of your current major athletic goals?
So this year, USS Masters Nationals was canceled last year due to COVID.
Yeah.
They're redoing it. They're combining 2020 and 2021 national championship. I think they're going to have 400 competitors. They're capped at. That's going to be in Minneapolis in June. And top 3 finishers earn their pro card. And the goal this year will be a top 3 finish. I believe I finished 4th the last time I competed, and 5th the time before that. So I really, really want to get that pro card. It doesn't benefit me in any way. It's not like people are going to start throwing money at me. It's just going to feel cool to be a pro at age 48.
Yeah, that would be awesome. awesome. We'll be rooting for you, definitely.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, that would be cool. So what are some lifestyle habits you subscribe to that may benefit the average person trying to get fit or healthy?
Well, the most important thing is going to be your diet. And if you want to be a race car, you have to feed it race gas.
Yep.
Right? And I've found that my body reacts well to a pretty wide variety of a diet that's been nailed down by Nathan Payton, pro body coach. But so many times, a lot of my bad habits come back, and I'll cheat and I'll eat poorly, a lot of carbs and stuff, things that I should have no business eating.
Right.
And I'll pay for that for days. So the important thing is to stay focused on your diet, eat your cheat meals when your nutritionist prescribes them, and the sky's going to be the limit. You know,
Yeah.
I'm as strong or stronger than I've ever been, and I'll turn 48 in 2 weeks. And so it's food is really the most important thing.
So you said that, and I actually saw that you were going to be 48 in a month, and that was back in March 4th. So when is your birthday?
April 4th.
April 4th.
Easter this year.
See, my birthday's April 5th.
Nice.
And I was wondering how close it was.
Nice.
So,
nice.
yeah, I had Easter on my birthday a couple of years ago, so
Cool.
that was awesome. So on the day after.
Well, I'll eat an Easter egg to you.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So that's awesome. Man, I 100% agree with that, though. You follow a line with your diet, you do a cheat meal, or you eat that piece of pizza and you know you shouldn't, and then it's like, well, since I had one, why not 5? And that's when you really get in trouble.
Oh, yeah. and it sounds cliche, but that does happen to me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, and once you start, you know, I've never been an alcoholic or addicted to anything, you know, no street drugs or anything, but I kind of understand the can't stop mentality.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you'll get one of my favorite candies, and it's something that nobody else eats, those little orange slices that are covered with sugar.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot not eat a whole bag of those. And, you know, it's just like,
They're so good.
yeah, if I'm around them, I kill the whole bag.
I think that's the trick, too, and what I've learned is making sure you don't buy that junk food or buying the big bags of chips. Just buy the little baby ones, because
Yeah.
you're going to eat the whole bag or whatever, and then
Exactly.
you're in trouble, and then...
Or just time it.
Yeah.
When you're told to eat your cheat meal.
Yeah.
Stick to it.
So that's the way to go. Don't have it in your house, because you pay for it days. Even in your training, you're just sluggish the next day. It's awful.
Yep.
So what training methods or techniques have you stumbled upon that have significantly increased your performance compared to conventional methods? So anything out of the norm, any unique things you stumbled on that's just maybe not too known about?
There are some out there that are just brutal. And I will give a perfect example. John Anderson's deep water concept. It's 4 weeks of like 10s. Your first week is going to be 10 sets of 10 of a weight, no real time limit. The following week, same weight as the week before, but 4 minutes rest in between. The following week, same weight, 2 minutes rest.
Oh.
And then the last week is get that 100 reps in as few sets possible. And if you're doing this on squats, you're going to feel like you're dying the first week.
Yeah.
And you're going to be so sore and so tore up. But after you go through this whole cycle, a regular workout won't make you sore.
That's awesome.
You're beyond that. You've gotten your body to the point where nothing's going to hurt it. And so I try to do that at least once a year.
Nice.
You know, it's nothing you can do all the time, in my opinion, especially, you know, at my rickety old age. But I try to incorporate that 1 or 2 times a year on all my things, primarily squats or overheads. Deadlifts, I don't feel like 100 reps of deadlifts is that good for me. But you can do it to anything. And then I kind of offset that with the Wendler 531, which is very popular.
Yep.
I've had to modify that thanks to my coach, Mike Cromer. My body doesn't seem to hold up for 3 heavy weeks and then a deload week.
Right.
So we do 2 heavy weeks, a deload, and then my week 3 happens actually week 4. And last Wednesday I was able to deadlift 615 for 5.
Nice.
You know, whereas the week before, just doing the down week or the deload week, 400 was hard to pick up. Like my body had just said, you know, we're not doing it. So it's perfect that we've adapted.
Yeah, the deload week is so important, and we're learning that too, just in grip and other things that we feel so much stronger after the next week, and you're surprised what kind of numbers you can move. So.
Yeah, you guys in your 20s just
Wait.
enjoy the fact that deloads are, not something you have to do.
Yeah.
Once you hit your mid 30s or 40s, deload becomes like your favorite time of year.
It really is. I mean, I'm turning 33 this year, in a couple weeks, and I'm like, man, I need that deload week, and it's just 10 years ago, you were inhuman and you could do whatever you wanted.
3-hour workouts, 5 days a week, the other 2 days are drinking. I get it.
Yeah. Guys would say, hey, I found some workout that, blow up your biceps 2 inches, which is completely unreasonable and unhuman, but we'd go and try and work our biceps for 5 hours and just go hang out the next day. Like,
yeah.
Just
people will think because they're sore that it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything will make you sore. And here's another trip. Everything works. Every workout works. But is how long can you do it?
Yep.
How well can you recover it after it? And how well do you feed yourself?
Exactly.
So find something that works for you, which could take a little bit, because you got to give everything a shot.
Yep.
And you should do everything, for a month at least to see if it's going to work, because you can't tell in a week whether it's for you or not, unless you hurt yourself. But give everything a shot and get coaching.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to have some guys just doing couch potato that's reached out and helped us so much. I mean, Rob Frampton, for instance, guy's incredible. Putting together our training program, and he started us on bottom-up squats and bottom-up bench, and oh my goodness, that is...
Rob's an OG. I mean,
that
guy,
you.
When you've been been around the game as long as that guy, there's no way you don't know everything. Like his wealth of knowledge has got to be invaluable.
And just starting from the opposite position of, starting with the bar at your chest and then benching and pushing up when it's sitting on safety racks. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
I think I was sore for a week in my chest after
Dead
the
stop
first time I
stuff
read that.
is brutal.
Oh, yeah. Love it, though. So, and then you find out how important recovery becomes. Holy smokes, you really need to learn how to recover the right way. Let me tell you, that's a secret alone. If you know how to recover and could get back in the gym a day sooner than before, you're getting that much more workouts in a year.
Yeah. And, when you harness the power of the lacrosse ball, and you first apply that, or you sit on it to roll out your glutes and your hamstrings and stuff, and you think it's something that the devil came up with, but then you realize how heavenly you feel afterwards.
Yeah.
And you can move and stuff, and literally taping 2 lacrosse balls together has changed my life in the last few weeks. So little things you pick up along the way, and the more you do it, the more you're going to pick up, and the healthier and longer you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I mean, I met somebody that's a massage therapist that's also a physical therapist, and let me tell you, you think massage nice and relaxing. No. I get tortured, bent into pretzels, but holy smokes, the next couple days later, you feel amazing. So.
Yeah, when people say I want a deep tissue massage, it's like, I'm not sure you know what you're
you don't know what you're signing up for.
If you get the right massage therapist, it goes beyond deep tissue to like shallow bone.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be pushing on that marrow there, and you'll find out real quick how tough you're not.
I also didn't know I could do yoga until I met her, and then she makes you do this weird thing and pushes in certain spots as you're in a yoga pose. Oh man. That's
some of those people, I think they just do it for the fun of it. Like,
and then you realize you're paying them.
Like you reminded them of someone that did them dirty in high school, and they're going to take it out on you for the rest of your life. Yeah.
So, if you could start your training all over again with the knowledge you know today, what would you do different?
Oh, I would do proper warm-ups. For the first 40 years of my life, I was a cold lifter. Would literally walk into the gym, start loading plates, and go. And that worked for me. It worked really well for a long time. But man, once you hit like 43, 44, that requires some stretching, some rolling out, some, like the Wendler warm-up has been brilliant. If you're not familiar with that, that's like 300 reps of something before you get going. Like, it's very lightweight, but you're moving. On a chest day, you're going to do a lot of shoulder and tricep warming up. And then by the time you hit the bar, you're in great shape for lifting. And so many days where I wouldn't be done warming up until I was damn near done with my, work. And so once I discovered the Wendler warm-up, it was game changing.
Yeah.
So I start from the time I walk into the gym, sometimes it's damn near an hour before I actually get to work. By the time I'm done stretching, rolling, and warming up, an hour is fast. And I know a lot of people don't have that kind of time in their day, but thankfully I'm in a position to where I make time for that, because I just wouldn't be able to go like I do.
I mean, that's what the sissy weights are for, by the way, guys. That you call the sissy weights, that are 10, 15-pound dumbbells. You warm up with those, do a bunch of flies, do some shoulders.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
There's a lot of times there I'll do like a lot of my rolling out and stuff before I leave the house. And then, as I'm driving to the gym, I have the seat warmer on, so I'm sitting in a hot seat. Even in summer, I'm riding on my butt warmer so that my back's getting loose. That's one of my favorite things. If you have that, try it. You're going to love it.
It's when you realize your seat warmer is actually for recovery and not for warming up. I have mine on low all the time for heat on the back, let me tell you.
Yep.
That's funny. So, what do you think is the most important piece in your home gym and why?
Probably. So I've got a rack system. If it wasn't my rack, it would be my yoke, because my Titan yoke has a lot of attachments you can use as a squat rack, a bench rack. You can use it for yoke. You can pull it like a sled. That Titan yoke is basically the most versatile piece of equipment and should be in every home gym. Because even if you're not a strongman, you can use it for everything. And so that's probably the one piece that I do appreciate the most. One of the other things is my 84-pound solid axle built by my friend Carl.
That's awesome.
You can use that for everything. So if you had only one bar to choose from, an axle bar would be the way to go.
Yeah.
You can deadlift with it, you can press with it, you can bench with it. It's not ideal for all those things, but it's good enough for everything.
Right.
And then if you can get 100-pound plates, that saves you a lot of space.
I mean, we started getting everything done on the axle as well, because the more we touch it, the more we get used to it. So we're doing bottom-up squats with an axle. Bottom-up bench, with an axle. And if you want to be humble, do that for a while and realize how much lower your numbers go. Oh, that's brutal. And then how dead you are the next day.
Yeah.
That axle's a monster when you're doing a bench press.
And a lot of and I don't typically do bench consistently for my overhead training and all my log training. As an accessory, I'll do like an incline bench press.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I will use the axle bar.
Yeah.
Just because it comes up more in strongman to use an axle for any kind of pressing. And for me, it was more comfortable. Because I don't like getting my hands bent up, and when you have an axle, you kind of have to hold it like that. And so it's been pretty versatile.
That's awesome. So what advice would you have for the average person trying to get fit?
Just to start, don't think that you have to have an entire kit to get moving. Some of this stuff's expensive, some's not. Do a lot of shopping, you can find a lot of bargains.
Yep.
But the important thing is just get started. Find something you can do, or find somebody else that has a garage gym you can hang around with. But the main thing is just to start. Because if you keep waiting for this, that, and the other, you'll be waiting forever. Just start.
Absolutely.
And if the only gym you have available to you is a Planet Fitness that you can't make any noise at, that's still better than skipping rope in your front yard. So make do with what you got and just get started.
Just find the time in Planet Fitness, there's nobody there, then you can make noise. They won't yell at you too much, hopefully.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it very much for you coming over, hanging out, working out with us.
It was fun.
This guy's awesome, Albie, Big Bad Santa. Check him out on Instagram. He's incredible. Any questions for us or any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
No. I was honored to be invited up. I got humbled a couple of times. It was cool. I did manage to pick up their 322-pound stone, and I get to name it. It's kind of a toss-up on a couple of names, but we'll make an announcement on what the final name of the stone is. But I'm honored that that'll always be on there now. So
yep.
that's exciting.
Stone.
Yeah, that's exciting. Maybe next time I come up, I'll walk with it.
It's the biggest one we have too. So it has been claimed, and it'll always be Santa's stone.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.